Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Woo! So today we are going to be discussing our relocation story. I mentioned it last week that today's topic is going to be about our relocation story. Yeah, so with me here is my husband. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm my husband, as she said, so I think that
What's your name? You know how
Oh, my name is Shegun Olanipekun. I'm my husband. I'm lucky to be a husband now.
Yeah, that's good. Keep it locked, stay tuned, just keep watching. Make sure you watch till the end though. Watch till the end. In case you're joining us for the first time, my name is Abimbola Olanipekun. I am a Nigerian currently living in the UK, and I film about faith, food, family, lifestyle, and everything I'm experiencing currently as a new immigrant in the UK. If this is the kind of content you like, please stick around, subscribe, like, share, comment on this video, and all I can promise you on this channel, awesome content. Today's video, we're talking about our relocation story. So to start with, when did we start considering relocation?
We.
We.
Well, for me, it has been since when I finished my secondary school, that's in the 2000s. But you have a dream, but there's no fun. I know some people say, "What of scholarship?" Well, I mean, it didn't work, so I just have to move on. But even after my NYC, me and a friend of mine, we plan to go to Canada together. We plan to save our Alawi. That's what we call it in Nigeria. Alawi then was 1980. I didn't even know why we had that kind of a plan. It was, I don't understand. We didn't even make thorough research. Even you test it by 12, that's like 240. Even I spent it like 220. So I didn't spend, even though she even spent her own, and she was not even brought the idea. And she even left. Thank God that she had support here and there. I mean that I didn't even spend my own. I was just looking at my money in my bank account. When they said it's time to go, the money they called for me was in millions. I said, hey! That's why I don't go again now. So then I learned that okay, should not be doing ESA. I should have made my research very well. So that one again, I moved it aside. I moved on because man must chop now, man must survive. So when he now came back again, like where I was planning to now travel again was after I started working. That's about 7 years ago. Like 2 years into work, I just know this is what I'm doing. It's not a work that I really like. Number one, it's not even something I believe I can fulfill my dreams with. This is not it. But you just have to keep doing something because there's nothing back at all. It's hunger that is at all. So you have to go out, just do what you need to do to survive the day. So, but when it finally dawned on me that, mom, you have to start going, go and pack your bag. It was last year. If I married to her.
Last year? Do you know what last year is?
Oh, last year. No, sorry. It was in 2021, not 2022.
Yeah.
So, even before then, I usually say, let's get to Canada, let's get to UK. I just look at that. This one, just say, let's go. No be money we go drop. I don't even talk anything. Let's go my own JJ. Say, this one, no can spoil my mood because I don't get funds. So even in 2021 that it dawned on me, it's not like I had fun. Then I just have one small money and I had a car. Even if I had the two together, it was not even up to 40% of what I need to come here. You understand? So, but that time I was just like tired. I was done. I said I'm done. That day I could remember it was in December 2021. I just got home. Let's go and do your passport. I just told my wife, let's go and do your passport. Let's do for myself and myself. Let's start planning to go to the UK. That day I was just at work. I just started like, 5 years of working.
Don't really have anything to show for it.
Nothing much to really show for it. I'm just okay. Okay, what I mean by
okay is you can eat, you can feed.
I can feed.
You
but
can pay your bills. For me, it was during the NSAS protest. It was during that season. And that season, I was pregnant with Ayofe Jason, that's our son. I don't know, maybe it was the pregnancy hormone. I don't know. Everything at that time was just, I was so anxious at that season of my life. You know, when the NSAS protest happened on 20th October 2020, I'm very sure if you are a Nigerian, you know that date. Like, I don't know. That thing brought fear into my heart. I was so anxious. I was so scared. I was like, God, is this what how I'm going to give birth to my child in this country? I don't know. Maybe it was, like I said, I think it was the pregnancy hormone, because I was just, my emotions at that time was so heightened, and that was the first time after a long while that I considered, relocating again. But after I gave birth, everything went back to normal again, and just moved on with life again. And then in 2021, we had a lot of friends that relocated in 2021. Yeah.
Relocated in 2022.
2020.
Yeah.
2021 now. Okay. Yeah, it was in 2021 that we had like very close people. Yes,
that's true.
Yeah, it was in 2021 that we had very close friends to us that relocated. Yeah, so that was when we started asking questions. How did you do it? Where are you? Most of them came to the UK at the time, and most of them came on the study visa. So we started, making research about the study visa. We started, planning. We started asking questions. We needed to know what we wanted to do. So we asked questions. I think we asked questions around work, childcare, and things like that.
First question we asked was the cost.
The cost.
How was it going to cost us?
Yes.
Then later we asked about work. That hope will come.
There no work. Yes. Right? So, and most of them were like, as long as you are not lazy, as long as you are not choosy. So that was encouraging. We started making research. We started asking questions. We started making plans, and we started praying, because prayer is very important in everything that I want to do. So fast forward to that December, it was talking about. That was when we actually made the move. It was in December that we now said, let's even do our passport. At least that's the first step. Yeah,
that was me that came up and tell you.
And did I say it's not you? Did I argue with you? Did I struggle with you? Yeah, that was okay. If you say we should move, I say I'm not interested. Is that not? It's still we now. Can't two work together except they agree? If you suggest something, and I say no, I don't want. There's nothing. Yeah. Or if you say something, if I say something and you say no, there is no how it will work. So the only reason why we work was we got to a place of agreement, and at that time, the time I can say we got to the place of agreement was in December 2021. Yeah. That was when we got to a place of agreement, and then he came home that day and said, we are going to do our passport. I've contacted who is going to do it. I've done this, I've done that. Yeah, so we fixed a date to go and do the passport that was in December. So, and well, before then, I was already checking up schools. I was checking up schools. I was checking up agents that when they started telling us the bill, when I started making it and they were telling us the bill, MJ, it was at that point that we knew that
or started, they just say just to help us, to arrange everything, 1 million something. I just
1 million. They said we should first pay 1 million. I was just
laughing 1 million plus. The money that there is not even up to 50% of what. The money that we have up to 50% of, it's not up to 50% of what we need to go. You now want to take out of it.
Yeah, but we just had faith, or let me say I had faith, because MJ was so calculative at that time. I was like,
I was like, calculate.
If I say something, I say let's just start. God will provide. I was just chesting it that man worry. God will provide.
And if it happen now, we have to start in faith, because we didn't have the money we needed to come
Yes.
back then, but at least we had something.
Yes.
It was not even up to 50%.
50
It
bawo.
was like 35 to 40. What we thought we would spend, because eventually we
Yes.
spent more than that. But
Yeah.
we just have to just start, because then I'll just start that. Let's just give it a try. I just believe there that when I start, if I can pay the deposit money for the school fees, that God will come through.
Yeah.
I'll have family and friends. Even if it's to borrow, I will borrow. I just want to leave. Like, I was done.
Yeah.
You don't reach here, like,
yeah.
you choke.
Yeah, and even then, remember that after I gave birth to Ayofe, I think I started trying to. I tried starting my masters in Unilag. That was because I asked.
You even paid the I paid it though.
No, that one was PDG.
Oh yes.
That was before I got pregnant.
Don't
The second one, the second one was my masters. I wanted to do my masters because I have a friend in Unilag that was doing a masters. That was when ASU strike now came. I was like,
Yeah. And your dream was to have your masters abroad, so I needed to fulfill that dream.
It was part of it, but at a point it didn't even matter anymore. Like, let me just do my masters.
But it mattered to me though. What matters to me?
So at that point it wasn't, but that was when ASU strike now started again. Oh, she just said, when we want to do something like this, something we shall show face. We just said, let's just start. And then so we did our passport in December. Our passport took after the registry, it will be ready in 3 weeks. That one shall came out, I think
after we paid for those stuff.
We paid for it to be fast and everything.
But in the end, we got the victory, but it was tough.
Yeah,
it was like a battle.
It came out late January, late January, yes. Sha came out, sha. We thank God that we sha got it not too long, because if you are doing passport now, because it's now even more terrible than at that time.
It's more rigorous.
Now it's more rigorous, and then we needed the passport to be out so that I can start applying to schools in the UK. So, but one thing I did then was I just started applying. I didn't wait because it was taking long. Yeah, I was already like,
oh my God,
like I was already on the move. I was already on the move. So I started googling school. I started making shrewd with finances at that point. So when we spoke to another family that told us that we could do it on our own, that we don't need to pay anybody, we can do this application process. So the husband sent me the link to the school I'm currently in.
They were so helpful.
They sent me the link. So when they sent me the link, I went through it. I saw it was something I could do by myself, and I started applying. So when I applied to that school that they gave me the link, it gave me the courage to start applying to other schools. So I applied to like 4 schools, although the application thing took like maybe a day, not up to a day, but by the time you spend like 5 hours or something, you know that a tangible part of your day has gone into that thing. So coupled with taking care of the family, coupled with then I was into fashion designing, so coupled with making customers clothes, coupled with other things, so there was little time for me to really do much anymore once I finished the application. So the application was like, I did 5, I think 5 or 4. How many schools did I apply to?
I don't know. You know all those ones.
You don't even know all those things. You won't be saying, they apply. Just do it.
I can't do me.
Although, to be fair,
I was looking for how to get the money.
To be fair, it was working. It was working there. Well, I was working, but I was working from home. I was working as a fashion designer in the house. So he goes in the morning and he was working on the island while living on the mainland. So you can imagine, if you are working on the island, you have to leave home like as early as 4:30, 5, depending on the mode of transportation.
You cannot predict.
So and you can get home as late as 10 p.m. You can get home as late as 11 p.m., 12 p.m.
You're lucky you get them
earlier. So it wasn't really like, so you can imagine. So at that time, he was not really into all those applications. I was not doing all the application, and it's very understandable. So at that time, I was already living in the UK.
At times I'll be tired, like, this your own, you too much, so calm down. You be like, I told you this, I said, I did not remember. I said, what you give me? Information was just too
that
much.
time I started joining groups about UK groups. I started joining Telegram groups. I started joining WhatsApp groups. I started watching a lot of YouTube videos. Everything I watch on Instagram is UK. Because then I wanted to know about the country. That was really when I started researching about the UK. So after we filled in the application, I think in the next month, it was February, that they now gave me the conditional offer.
Yeah.
So in February, they gave me conditional offer. One school rejected my application, but I got conditional offer from the other 3 schools. So we now pick the school that I am currently because we have a family here. That's just it. So during those periods, God gave me a word, and there are 3 words. Or should I call it 3? It's 3 words. I call it. I mean 3 sentences. It is done. It is finished. It is settled. So when I heard the word, I told my husband, "This is what I heard in my spirit. It is done. It is finished. It is settled."
And I accepted it because that's what I wanted anyway. And I believe in God.
Yes.
Because me, I was just on God. I was like, God, my own is, you never failed me. You have never failed me. God always come true.
Yes.
That was only the positive thing I had on my mind at that.
Yes.
Lord, you always show up for me.
Because the truth is, at that point, it wasn't like the money was 100% there. It wasn't like, okay, the money was there. When you want to pay this, go and take it.
You're just acting in faith.
Yeah, we're acting. Everything was done in faith. We had, I think we had 1 million in the account. Then we had a car. That was the major resources we had. And okay, maybe our property, our electrical appliance, and all that.
I already done a list of everything I have.
Yes.
I said we'll start to sell it, but I was not going to sell it as daily.
Exactly.
When I'm going, but if what comes, I was just feeling maybe people will help.
We're just like, okay.
I asked as in we are just thinking of something that is not our own, but they bad it to plan on. But we're just like, let's just do this.
Yeah, let's just start. So that was when we got the conditional offer, because I applied with my maiden passport, my passport in my maiden name, and I already indicated that my name is Mrs. Olanipeku. So they asked some documents that shows I was married, and what else did they ask? I can't remember.
I don't tell him they want
those were the things that they
was in the mail.
So after they asked for all those things, I sent it to them. So after sending it, they now sent me the unconditional offer, meaning that I had already gotten the admission.
But why did they send you the unconditional offer?
Because I sent the all things that they asked me to send,
including the payment, right?
No,
you've not paid them.
It was they will give you admission before you pay now. Yeah, so it was after they gave me the unconditional offer that they now asked us to pay a deposit. Now the deposit shows that I have accepted the offer. You understand?
You should not accept now. You say you know what now.
No, it's actually the deposit that seals it that you are now a potential student in our school. Yeah, so when the national gave us the unconditional, that's when we now started processing the payments. When they gave us the unconditional offer, that's when we started paying.
Let me ask you a question now.
Yeah.
Now, my point is, when did you pay? Is it when you got the conditional offer or unconditional offer?
Unconditional offer.
Yeah, you're saying the same thing now, because I know that you have to pay that deposit first before they now give you that conditional offer.
No, you are mixing it up, MJ.
Okay.
Wait, they gave me the conditional offer. Me pay condition she wa láti fulfill before we unconditional means that you are
yes, you are saying the same thing, but what I'm not saying, I'm saying in the wrong word.
Because I know that you are mixing it up.
Yeah, it's true. Don't mind me.
When they now in the unconditional offer, they stated the tuition fee, the date of resumption, end date, start date, tuition fee, scholarship, and all of that. The deposit fee was 2,000 then.
2,000 what?
2,000.
Okay. All right. Okay.
2,000 pounds.
Like 2,000. This is naira. She
Two
has told
thousand
us on
pounds.
time.
So and got so good. We had the money, but we had the 2,000 pounds for the deposits. We started processing the what's it called, the deposit payments. So when we processed the deposit payments, I think that one took about a month.
Yes, a month.
Yeah, it took about 4 weeks because we used Form A to make the payments, and process took about 4 weeks. After we paid the deposit and it got through to the school, so they told us that we're going to do a proof of fund, the TB test, because that's one of the criteria for entering the UK. You have to do the TB test. So we started with that process again. Before that process, God had already made a way for us to do it. So at every stage of this whole process, there was always a provision.
It was the hand of God.
Yeah, and MJ, do you remember that the people that we even thought that Ibadan is bad and he married 2 million fuwa. The people that were like, Ibadan is bad. This person
God's way is not man's way.
Yeah.
And to know, it's not that those people are bad people.
Yeah, it's not like they didn't have it. They were all financially engaged at that point to show that God wanted to show himself as God.
Yeah.
They didn't have liquid cash.
Let's go financial time.
So the people that were actually like putting our mind in our own calculation, that were doing our own statistics, they were not the people that God used. The people that we did not even expect. The people that we did not even expect at all were not the people that God used.
Well, God came to that. I'll just say.
Yeah,
God came to personally.
Yes.
Before even people came to God, God came to for me.
Yes. Yeah. So we're able to go through with the TB and proof of fund. So immediately the TB results and the proof of fund was ready. We sent it to the school again, and they sent a date for interview for my class. So immediately I saw the mail, for me that was ever ready. Me that was not at that point. I wanted to even leave Nigeria like in April. They sent the class interview date, and they sent what else they sent. Yeah, so me that I was ready for them. When they sent it, I replied, "That's most Once they send me a mail like this, I will respond."
Was ever ready.
I was always checking my mail. I was always watching YouTube for videos, how to survive in the UK, because the truth is, at that point, in my mind, I was just like, Ibadan is bad. The first 6 months will be rough. That was what was on my mind. I was just like, Ibadan is bad though. The first 6 months will be rough. That was what was just on my mind. So I was always looking for how to survive, because I know that when you are relocating to another country, definitely the first 1 year will be the toughest year. Whatever will happen, because you have to just take the risk.
Like you're starting all over again.
Yeah, you're starting. It's not like it's like it is. You are starting all over again. So it's definitely not going to be easy. It's definitely not going to be rosy. So you have to be able to. And people that gave us clue, they already gave us clue that you cannot select job. Any job you see, at least for start, don't be choosy. As long as you're not choosy, you will survive. So when they had already given us all those clues, I was already prepared that whatever comes, that I wasn't expectant, like I was coming for the best of the best. I was just like, whatever comes, at least let's be able to survive. When they sent the email, I replied, and then they fixed my interview. After I did my interview, I'd already prepared for my interview. One thing I like is I don't like to be caught on fresh. So immediately I got that interview listing, I contacted the family that we spoke about earlier. They sent me some interview questions to rehearse. I went online, I checked the precast interview questions. I just made sure that I was prepared. And to the glory of God, I passed my CAS. I saw on YouTube that people failed the CAS. I say, hey, so somebody can fail this interview. Hey, I started praying. Yes. Started praying that, hey, God, I don't want to fail.
How this called, you might not even know if it's just one thing you say that will just put you on.
Yes.
Yeah, there's major mistake,
there's minor mistake. Yes.
So we don't really know, but
exactly.
God came through.
So I did the interview, and when I finished it, The man told me that I passed. I should expect my class in 3 to 5 working days.